Bomber fans, one of the most popular and consistent players during the 90s and early 2000s was this man, Joe Mesiti. 236 games, a couple of premierships along the way. First of all, welcome, Joey.
Thank you, mate.
I was going to ask, what are you doing these days? But Mesiti Logistics, tell us about that.
Got a transport company based out in Sunshine, mate. So we move anything from one box to full semi-trailer loads all around Australia, mate. So all going okay, keeps me busy. It's a good little business I've got into.
2004, it's a long time since you retired.
Yeah,
does it feel that long?
Yeah, and even more so, mate. Yeah, so it does feel like a long time ago, especially watching these kids run around nowadays. And the boys asked me, is there still someone at Essendon you played footy with? And I don't think there is, besides Joe, and maybe a little bit of Stance too. But other than that, mate, yeah, getting very old, mate, very old.
Now, contact details.
You look very serious there, Scott.
Serious question, Joe. Mesiti Logistics, how do we get in contact with you?
Oh, that's a good question, Scott.
I want to give you open the door for you, Joe. And you can walk straight in.
You can email us at transport@Mesiti Logistics, so MISITI Logistics in one word, or give us a call 9312 3023. I appreciate leading, Scotty. You're a good man.
Now, before we get on to your illustrious career, keep an eye on the Bombers at the minute.
I do, mate. Yeah, I always kept an interest. Obviously, I had a fair interest there for 14 or 15 years. So, I remember young fellows over the back there. We try and go to as many games as we can. But as you know, with young kids, it's very hard to squeeze a game in. But I do like them. I do watch them. I don't like what they did on the weekend or the weekend before. But yeah, I do obviously keep an interest.
Good.
So you say, going back to the start of your career, it could have ended before it started, couldn't it? Under 19 sort of folded and they just kept you hanging around.
Yeah, good question. You boys have done your homework, haven't you? Yeah, I went from, I played 19s as a 15-year-old. And when I came that year, the next year I was 16-year-old. And after that year, that's the year they folded them and the new under-18 competition came in. And I was a little bit lazy, a little bit overweight, unfit. I could get the footy, but a few blokes down there saw a little bit of talent in me. In Noel Judkins, Dennis Pagan was my Teal Cup coach. And he was just about to become the reserves coach. And I was the last bloke left on the list from the 19s. Because I think you could take about 6 to 8 from the 19s to put onto your list. And I think I was the last pick in the end of 1992. So managed to get myself on the senior list. And yeah, played all the reserves in 92 and played the last 2 games in 92. And then from then on, I played seniors the rest of my life. So
25 years next year since 1993, which is unbelievable. But what are your recollections of that year? I mean, what did you start out thinking that year and compared to what it got to? Just trying to get a game, probably, for yourself.
Started thinking I just want to play a game of footy. AFL footy. Essendon was a club I supported. Been going to watch them since I was 5, 6 years of age with my old man and my uncle. I just wanted to get a game, and AFL player at 18. How much fun is it? Back then, it wasn't a series. You didn't have to train every day. You were training twice a week, playing on a Saturday. You still had the kegs on the Sunday, getting the Terps on the Saturday night. So it was all just fun and games. And then to roll into a premiership in 93 was unbelievable. No one saw it coming. I don't even think our crazy coach saw it coming. He just thought we've got a great group of kids with a great group of experienced players. Bomber, Gary O'Donnell, Paul Salmon, Bomber Thompson. So, and people say we were lucky, but I don't believe in luck. We did work hard. And as I said, we just found form at the right time of the year, and we all clicked as one at that right time of the year. And that last 7 or 8 weeks of the 93 season were unbelievable footy we played.
That's a long time ago. Was there a point in the year, Joe, when you thought we are a chance? Because it was a year that just built, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We played Carlton. I think it was. No, we played. I can't remember the last home and away game. And we had to. I think we drew or we lost. No, that was the first final. Sorry. We played Geelong down at Candia Park last home and away game of the season. We've got a whole heap of injuries, and we thought we'll chance because we'll sit up at the top of the ladder. But us being kids, we still didn't know what we're going to do. We're still fairly inconsistent. We've got a whole heap of injuries, and we had to front up to Carlton in the first final.
Right.
I think there was 5 or 6 of us missed. And then when we only lost to Carlton, who were going to be the team to beat by 2 points in that first final, I think a bit of belief came into the side because we were then going to get most of the players back. And then we played, I can't remember, was that long ago? I think it was West Coast Eagles.
West Coast,
and they were the reigning premiers the year before.
Yeah.
And that was when they were big and strong. And we were only just sort of little wimpy kids with skinny arms. And we came across them MCG and we beat them at the MCG. And since that day, that game, we gained a lot of confidence. The next week we'd played the Crows in the prelim, down by 7 goals at half time. They came out and kicked the first goal, so we're nearly 48 points down or 49 points down. And to come back and win that game, no one was going to get near us in a 93 grand final. After that, the confidence built after coming from 8 goals down. Mate. Just confidence was sky high after that, mate.
Now, your teammates in 2000 that got one are jealous of you and the boys that got two, and you're probably jealous of halves.
Yeah, I was jealous.
They got
of
three.
Don't put that on TV.
No,
Don't show that.
no.
Never
Did
been
he get? He
jealous of
didn't
halves.
play in one, did he?
No.
Hey, tell us about the difference in between 93 and 2000, and is one stand out for any particular reason? Is one more special than the other?
Nah, well, as you know, Scotty, with kids, you can't say you like to say you got a favourite kid, but
No, you like to
can't
say
broadcast
you
it.
like to say you don't, but you do.
no, but tell you the truth though, Scotty, 93 was. It just happened so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 18. The year before, I'm battling to get on a senior list, and 12 months later, I'm playing in a senior AFL grand final, and then a premiership. So that was. I can't say we didn't deserve it. We did deserve it, but thinking back then, we won 93 as 18 with a great little core of young players. We just thought it was going to happen. We just thought, this is just we're just going to go and have to train, and things are going to happen. We're going to win games and win flags, and as we all know, it doesn't happen. And we had to wait that 7 years to get to play another grand final, win another flag. So, the first one was a real eye opener. I remember Bomber when we won the first one in '93. The young kids went out. We went berserk for 3 or 4 days on the Terps and whatever, celebrated. It was the best thing in our lives. And Bomber was always sitting back and just hanging back. He wasn't drinking too much. And I asked him. He goes, "Well, in 84, 85, when he went back to back, he did what we did and went out, went berserk, and he has no recollection of it." So that didn't really enter into my mind until 2000. I sort of did the same thing. I sat back and watched all the young fellas. Scotty was a young fella back then. Enjoyed the time because it's hard enough to get to a grand final, let alone win one. So I just soaked it up in 2000. 2000 we really earned it after 99 when we got done. Missing obviously a few good players in 99, but in 2000, which was probably the best year that any AFL club's ever had.
I was going to ask you about that. How would you describe your preparation between 93 and 94 for you and a lot of the young blokes?
93 and 94?
Yeah, just how much you celebrated 93.
Yeah, probably too much, and didn't take footy too seriously. Just thought, as I said before, we could roll along and win a game and win the flag. In a 93, I went on a Fair Star cruise, the ship. I don't know if everyone's heard about that, but as an 18-year-old kid, I've just won a flag. So we've gone back to training between, say, October and December, and I went for 2 weeks in the Christmas break. And you can imagine me on a cruise. They've got 3 cooked meals a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and all the grog's paid for. So, and with the local boys from Killer Park. So fair to say we had a fair go. We had a great time, but I got back to training. I couldn't run. I reckon I put on 5-6 kilos, and that was just the beginning of the end of my 94 season. I really couldn't get back in the groove, and I didn't really know what hard work was. And I had to recommit myself in 95, 96 to get back in the groove.
You mentioned Sheeds before, saying crazy coach. What was your relationship with Sheeds like over the journey?
I was great. I was, as you said before, I was pretty consistent. So with Sheeds, two great things about Sheeds that I love. There's probably 3, there's probably a few more, but he's a man's man. He'll go into bat for the players. If he's your boy, he's your boy. He'll go into bat the whole life. He'll always give you an opportunity and throw in the deep end. I remember my first game, as I said, I played 2 games at the back end of 92. Yep. And then I reckon round 2 or 3 of 93, when I was only 4 or 5 games old, he goes, you're playing in the Senate today and you're playing on Greg Williams. I said, are you kidding? He's just, won a Brownlow, he's his champion player. And that's what he did. He just tested you out. He said, here's the best player of the opposition. That's where we think you're going to play your future in. Go out and see what level you've got to get to become that sort of player. And that's the great thing about him. And he was good in footy trips too, Sheets, which was always good. He came on all our footy trips, which it was great because, as I said, he was a little bit different, Sheets, and he got to be a senior coach for so long, but he just always gave you an opportunity as kids. As I said, not too many coaches will give a 17-year-old their first game of AFL footy. He did that, and I'm forever grateful. And he's a very, very good man, Sheets.
What about end of '98? You were dropped for that final against North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Were you thinking about you might have to go somewhere else? How were you feeling at that time?
I did. I felt pretty down. The first time I ever got dropped playing footy. It was warranted. I played pretty ordinary. I had a fairly ordinary 5-6 weeks back end, and seniors lost. I had to play in the reserves final. So the seniors lost, I'm pretty sure, on a Saturday. I had to fun up on the Sunday to play in the twos, and it was then when I said I'm never going to play seconds footy again, and I really recommitted myself. I think 99 was the fittest I ever got, that pre-season at 99. And as I said, that's when I said never again I'll play seconds footy. So I had a probably 4 or 5 really good years from 99 to about 2002, 2003. And when I just really found out that it took me so long to find out how much commitment you needed to be an elite midfielder, which nowadays is, I don't think I could play that nowadays, mate.
I don't know, Joe.
Not
You're
with
a
the fitness,
magnet.
mate.
Well, I was going to ask you about one particular game and see if it was your best game. 40 and 4 against
yeah.
North in the final. When 40
Not many
was
blokes got
40.
40 back then.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah.
40 back then was 50 now.
Let's get it right, Scott. It was 43 and 4. I had 4 blokes try and tag me. They couldn't get near me. But, yeah, very individual game, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Just one of those times when, as you know, when you kick, what did you kick 15 in one quarter over in the West? It just, things
12.
happen. Yeah, things just happen, and you
Yeah.
run to one direction when you think the ball's
Yeah.
never going to go, and then it just falls in your lap.
Yeah.
It's just one of those days, and obviously we had a fairly good side, and
Yeah.
we didn't really have to pick up our men too often. But yeah, that was individually that was probably one of my best games. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the Mondays at O'Sullivan's, and do you think the current crop of AFL players do that?
Well, Scotty, as you know, probably one of the, I don't know if it was Sheeds or it was Johnny Quinn's idea, but every Monday we'd go down to O'Sullivan's, which was a little Irish pub. We should go down there for 2 or 3 beers. And mind you, imagine you did that now on a Monday. There'd be TV crews everywhere saying, what are the Bombers boys doing drinking grog on a Monday? They used to come out with big dirty plates of deep fried food, and we'd sit there and just talk crap for some an hour. But as Sheeds didn't know, some of us a bit longer into the early hours of the Tuesday morning. But I'm a big believer in camaraderie in footy clubs. And I think that was a really, I don't know who's to blame, who is not to blame, who took credit, was it Sheeds or Quinny? But it was just it was a masterstroke. And as I said, all it takes, we're only there for an hour and a half, maybe 2 or 3 beers, but just we could sit there and we could talk as normal people, not have the media chasing us around or training. We sat there in our Ugg boots and our tracksuit pants and set a time like normal 20 to 25-year-olds usually should do.
Good old days.
It's the good old days, mate.
Good old days.
Footy.
Well, finally, your young fellow is sitting sort of just off camera. I think he's in the James Hird Academy. He's got a good size about him.
Yeah, he's all right.
We
He's
got
having a look at me now, mate. Yeah,
yeah.
no, he's good. My young
got a
fella
father-son on the
just
way
turned
here?
14. When he starts listening to his dad a bit more, he'll be okay. No, he's good. He's got the footy smart stock, his old man, but he's just growing into his body. He's just
More athletic?
He's just. That's not too hard, mate, is it? I mean, the bar over there is more athletic than me, but no, he's just turned 6'1", just grown to 6'1", just finally passed me height-wise, so onwards and upwards, mate. But as I said, he loves his footy, loves his basketball, so good luck to him.
Well, Joey, great to see you. Great to catch up. Hope keep kicking goals with Mercedes Logistics.
Thanks, mate. Too easy. Thanks for having me, boys.
Scotty, we'll see you next week. Bob fans, make sure you get to the MCG on Saturday. Let's outnumber the Magpie Army for what is a massive game in terms of the context of the season. We'll see you next week on the Footy Panel.